Hey, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Meredith,
and we have been married for 2 months. Woo!
and this is our story of gratitude.
When I think about a time when it was harder to be thankful and grateful for everything that you have, I like to get my time machine and just go back to a year ago today. Having a relationship that had gone on for that long, where we kind of had a tension involved with where is this going, we weren't even in the same location. Everything, all of our conversations were done via Skype. I was tired, she was stressed out, and it just became really uh, formulaic. When I started thinking about putting a ring on it finally, which I had been for a few months before, I started stressing out about the timing. How am I going to do it? Where am I going to do it? Can I afford it? I remember one moment, it was actually Thanksgiving weekend. We were at a cabin in Gatlinburg with my family, and she had thought that that was going to be the weekend that I proposed.
Yeah, I did.
And I didn't propose that weekend. It was a couple of weeks after that that I finally did it, but I just remember in that moment she was upset, she was crying, and I was thinking, gosh, I have really screwed all of this horribly up. 3 weeks later, I was finally finishing up with school. It was actually the day I graduated. I had family again in town, a lot of friends around, so I worked up the courage and I drove down to Nashville and bought a ring and drove back up to Knoxville, and she had no idea that I had done it. And she came up into town to celebrate, and that's when I finally did it. And that was a really great day of celebration. I think where I was really lacking in gratitude was I have this amazing woman, the woman that I love. We had just broken our relationship down to just a list of things that we had done today. You really lose sight of what it is about that person that you really like. It feels almost like a chore. Well, I have to have this conversation right now, but I'm really tired and I'm really stressed out, and I just don't want to hear about her work lunch or something like that. When in reality, that work lunch story was the most important thing I probably could have listened to that day. I think you don't really realize how much of your relationship is just sitting on the couch together or talking about what you're going to eat for dinner that night or cooking dinner that night. It just seems like really mundane to everybody, but that's really kind of the greatest things about being with somebody else. I really think that during that time, I thought that my busyness was an excuse to not appreciate the gift that I had in Meredith and the gift that God had given me in Meredith for my life. And the busyness in my to-do list was not fulfilling. The really fulfilling element was her, and I was trying to find fulfillment in something else and getting things done and being busy and occupying my time instead of really investing the time that I needed to into our relationship.
So for me, it kind of ties back more to childhood, because I was an only child, a really small family, and had an abusive father. So when I was younger, I had an issue with gratitude as far as seeing other people with siblings or with big happy families, and how I was pretty jealous of, I don't know, the happy family atmosphere. In high school, I went on a mission trip with some friends, and this mission trip, we went to Arizona where we stayed in tents, and we had to like dig our own bathroom. I mean, it was just like straight up desert. And we were helping these people with this little vacation Bible school doing stuff around their town. And that really showed me that I was curling in on myself, focusing on the negative things that were happening to me when these other people had other issues. I mean, they didn't even have electricity, and kind of seeing more of the world and focusing on that more so than on what my problems were. I think one of the biggest challenges for us going forward is going to be getting more relaxed and not appreciating that time that we have together now that we're currently grateful for because we didn't have it. I think the more distance and time from that time that we didn't get to see each other, the more that we're going to just take it for granted.
You're saying that we're going to get complacent again.
Yeah. So I think that'll be something that we'll have to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very thankful that Kevin and I have found each other, that God has brought him into my life, and that we're starting this new chapter together. And I'm also grateful for the fact that we're not perfect, and that we're not supposed to be perfect, that we're going to have fights and we're going to have issues that come down the road and we don't even know what's going to happen, but it's all a part of a plan, and God doesn't expect us to be perfect in order for us to deserve his love. Like, we just receive his love, we're not earning it some way. So I'm really thankful we don't have to earn it, because I don't think I could. None of us could.